Hey, welcome high levelers, Rayo Daniel here. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a new feature release that Highlevel has just released here recently in the last day or two, and that are custom fields related to opportunities. Now, custom fields aren't anything new. Those have been around for a while at the contact level, but never at the opportunity level. So here we're going to dig into some of the pros and cons of this in the Highlevel system. Before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button, hit that little bell notification so you get updated whenever I put out new videos. I always appreciate your support. So let's kind of dig into it. Now, the new feature regarding custom fields and opportunities. It is going to be the beginning of a game changer here. And I say the beginning, I am truly a high-level fan. However, this is a new feature, and this new feature is lacking in several areas. Now, I've kind of researched this a little bit, had to do some testing with it, and I wanted to show you some of the good points and some of the bad points regarding this new feature. Now, before I get started here, what are the things that you could really use custom fields for at the opportunity level? Let's think about that for a second. Now, take a step back and say the custom fields at the contact level is pretty obvious. We want to extend the contact record to include additional fields that maybe didn't already exist. In my other video, I went over custom fields. We went over like an anniversary date. So anniversary date is not something that Highlevel keeps at the contact record by default. So that's something if you want to keep track of your contact's anniversary date and be able to send them like an anniversary card or anniversary email or something like that, that's kind of what a custom field would be for at a contact level. But at an opportunity level, think about it. Why would you want to have a custom field at an opportunity level? So this is for everybody out there that you have multiple different dealings with the same contact. Now, let's think about what kind of businesses those would represent. So I've got like a list of things here, so I want to just refer to my notes here. So let's just say that you are a SaaS provider, software as a service provider, and you offered, like for instance, free trials on multiple different products that you have. Well, you could have the same person try out 2 or 3 different pieces of your software. Well, if you wanted to do that while they're in the trial phase, that person would still be considered a lead until they actually purchased. So inside of that lead, not only would you have multiple opportunities for the same contact, and before this feature release, there'd be no way of tracking what product that person was interested in. You see what I mean? Because there's only a certain amount of fields inside of the opportunity record that you could choose from. So now you can actually extend to include maybe like a product field inside of there and keep track of not only the opportunity, but the opportunity and what product that person's in. So that right there is definitely a pro for this new feature. Let's just say a lot of your clients are contractors and you're doing business with them. So contractors have multiple jobs. Well, each opportunity could be a different job. Well, again, how would you keep track of it? You would just simply have 2 or 3 of the same contact in the opportunity stage in different stages. You wouldn't really know what jobs those were there for unless you put them in the notes and so forth. But now you can sit back and add a custom field to say like job name inside of the opportunity. So I just want to kind of give you guys some ideas of how you could begin using custom fields inside of opportunities. Some other ones are like mortgage brokers. Let's just say you're a mortgage broker and you have the same client. It could be a real estate investor, and that investor is going to have multiple loans for multiple properties that they're buying. Well, how would you keep track of that particular loan that you're going through, the stage of that particular loan, and maybe necessarily what property that loan is for? So you can include a property name field inside of your opportunity to keep track of the property name. So that's another kind of good use of this custom field. And then I had like if you're more of like a printing company, if you print t-shirts, cards, just any kind of custom printing, you might have a customer that does multiple orders. So that kind of order system, you might want to have a sales pipeline to keep track of your customer and what stage their particular printing thing is in. Well, it would be nice to have like a job name or something like that associated with that opportunity, so you can not only know the customer, but you can know the customer and the job name. So that right there is just a few examples that I wanted to sit back and give you regarding these new custom fields and opportunities and how you can implement them. So a couple things before we want to get started here. I've mentioned on all of these examples using the same contact multiple times inside of opportunities. Now, without me having to demonstrate it, I'll just tell you that by default, a contact cannot be in the same pipeline twice at any given time. That doesn't quite make sense. That's by default. Now let me show you where this setting is. Inside of Highlevel here, where you would need to go into your settings, and under your business profile, you need to scroll down here, and right here under general, you need to allow duplicate opportunities. Okay? If you don't check this box, then you're not allowed to add the same contact to the pipeline twice. So you want to make sure that this is enabled and this is checked, because if not, some of the things that we've talked about with allowing the multiple opportunities to the same contact are going to not work, because you're not going to be able to physically create these opportunities. So you'll need to check this box by default if you want to allow that. So we're going to do that, and we're going to come down here and just click update. So that was the first thing I wanted to make sure that you guys had. And it's not going to be a bad thing if you turn that on anyway, but it's not checked by default. So again, that would be the first problem that you have. Now, one of the other things that you end up getting here is that if you don't do that, you're going to be getting an error inside of your automations and workflows if you try to add that contact to the same pipeline. The workflow will error because you don't have that checked. And you'll have to go into the history logs and look at the history steps to see what failed in there, and it just becomes a pain. So I want to give that to you. Now, the next thing I want to kind of go over is, how would you do this? How would you create a custom field for a particular opportunity? Now, to save time here, I'm going to choose the opportunity regarding mortgage brokers and loans. It's just one of the options that I've chosen. So right now in a pipeline, I've created a mortgage loan pipeline. And these, and by all means, I'm not a mortgage broker. I just put this together for this example. So if you're a mortgage broker, forgive these pipeline steps. But we're going to say loan lead collected. Like, let's just say you have a form on your website that somebody's interested in getting a loan. You could process that when they submit the form. Then, maybe from there, you can send them an application for that. So then loan application received, meaning they filled it out. Then once they fill that out, then you can have a workflow, kick them off to the next one where you have to gather all the documents for the loan, like income, expense statements, and all that other kind of stuff that's involved with the loan. Let's just say you finally get all that gathered, and then you can move them from the loan, gather loan documents for loan to maybe a loan application approved. So, you've got an approval date, and then finally you've got like closing on the loan. So, and then closing on the loan is obviously the last step. You close on that day, and then from that particular point, you move the opportunity into a one state, and then they leave the pipeline and everything is good. So let's kind of move back here into the loan leads collected. Now, let's go ahead and start by expanding the opportunity, creating a custom field in an opportunity that will represent some additional information that we want to keep track of. So here we're going to sit back and go to the same place we always did. We're going to go to settings and custom fields, except when we add a field, all of this is going to be the same. We're just going to do a single line of text. Right now we're going to create one for like the property address, and for right now I'll just put the property in there. We could put property address, closing date. We can put some of these other things in there, but just for this example, I want to show you for this, we're going to just create one for just the property address. Now before, this contact was the only object type that you're allowed to create custom fields for. So that was the other video. If you ever want to check out how to create custom fields for contacts, I go over that in detail in another video on my channel. But here we're going to go ahead and choose an opportunity. Now, for the group, notice that there's only one area, one group that you can put this in, versus the contact had multiple groups that you can create. So we're going to put this just in the opportunities detail. We're not going to fill out anything else. We're just going to go ahead and click save. Now, one of the things I want to show you is when we come down here, notice that this folder right here, notice that these are contact, general info, which if you know, general info is a folder inside of contacts, but this is the opportunity details. So this is where you can actually see the difference between, is it an opportunity custom field or a contact custom field? So that's just something for you to understand with. And likewise, you can utilize this particular form field throughout Highlevel. Now, there is some limitations for this. And right now I've been, sort of positive, but unfortunately, I'm going to show you how to use this and then go into some of the other things I found out that don't work right now, but hopefully Highlevel will be implementing here shortly. So right now we've created the custom field. So now what we want to do is come back over here to contacts, and I'm just going to use myself here. I created a contact for myself. I'm just going to come down here and just manually add myself to an opportunity. I'm going to sit back and say Rayo Daniel. Now, here's one of the things that is a downside. So right now, in this particular field, you cannot use a custom field directly in this opportunity name. Let me show you what I mean by that. So let me kind of go back to the custom field, and I'll find this, where was it at here? Property address. I'm going to take this name here, just copy this, and come back in here and just simply add to an opportunity. Now, typically, if we're dealing with a workflow or stuff like that, this right here should work fine. But when you're dealing with the opportunity name and you're dealing with multiple contacts inside of the same pipeline, you want to make sure that the opportunity name is unique. Okay, having just Rayo Daniel in the opportunity name doesn't mean anything if there's 3 Rayo Daniels in your pipeline, because now you won't know which loan is what and things like that. So typically what you would want to do is simply put in something like this. You would put in Rayo Daniel dash, and then you would just drop in the opportunity.property address field. So, and then typically Highlevel would then take those brackets opportunity.property address and replace that value with whatever is in the custom value for that particular opportunity. So here, if we choose the pipeline, we'll do mortgage loan pipeline. We'll just do loan lead connected. Now, this particular loan, let's just say it's $250,000. Buying a residential house or something like that, and you want to click on add. So now I've added to this particular opportunity. If I come over here to this, notice what happens. Notice that the opportunity for the property did not get updated. So this is one of the things that I've found so far that could be a problem, is that the custom field name here does not get translated at the opportunity name level to whatever the field value would be. So typically that would be blank. And even notice whenever we filled out this field initially, when we went to contacts and we went to Rayo Daniel and we went to, let's just say we're adding another opportunity, notice on this particular screen that there's no additional placeholders for custom fields. So that right there is going to be a manual process. And this is another sort of mark I would have to say against this new feature is I can't set the feature value right here in this form. All I can do is adjust the base opportunity values here, and that's all. However, once I create it, then I can come in here to the opportunity level and I can open the opportunity up, and now I get access to all of the details. So if I scroll down, now I see property address here. So I can just do 123 Main Street, and I'll just leave it at that and click update. So again, you see some of the issues that we have here. They've created the opportunity value and the custom fields, and the custom fields are available when you go inside of the opportunity record when you click on them here, but those fields are not accessible in other forms throughout Highlevel yet. So just to be cautious of this, you can take advantage of this, but right now updating these fields will be a manual process. So just trying to report what I've reported so far here and what I've found. So the opportunity name here, notice that this does not work. So we would have to replace this and then manually put in just 123 Main Street, for instance, and click update. That way, when we took a look at this opportunity, we would see there's 123 Main Street. Now, if we want to come back here just to kind of demonstrate why we would want to do that, we want to come back in here and add another opportunity. That would be 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, if I can spell correctly here. Obviously, you know that's like the address for the White House. Just example, if you're buying it, mortgage loan pipeline, lead collected. So I put in this, and let's just say we're going to buy that for $2.5 million. So that's another loan that we've got. Notice again, we can't put in the property address field here yet, so I'm just going to copy this to make it easier for myself. Add this. Notice it allowed me to add the same contact to the same opportunity. That's because we checked that mark in the settings box. Otherwise, we would have gotten an error at this screen saying cannot duplicate the same contact in the same pipeline. So here we see that we obviously see this is a $2.5 million. If we look at this $2.5 million value, this is a $250,000 value. If we come in and click this loan up, come down here to the property address, we can update this here. So this right here, again, it looks like it's valuable in the sense that you can now collect more data regarding the opportunity, but unfortunately at this point it does appear to be manual. So right now, these are the couple ways that you can update this and keep unique records for this. One of the other things I want to show you right now is, underneath the sites and the form builder, I just built out this particular form. It was supposed to be like a mortgage lead calculator, mortgage lead form, sorry, not calculator. So somebody would go to your website, interested in a mortgage, they would put in this phone, email, and then you would come into this and come in to, notice that you don't have any of the custom fields here. You have to go to this particular field, but notice that we don't see any of the custom fields from opportunities yet. So again, that's a problem, because now we don't have direct access to try to populate that data inside of the opportunity. The only custom fields that show here are the contact custom fields. Notice when I talked about the contact field, we had an anniversary date. We had already created an anniversary date custom field for this, but we don't have anything related to property address. So again, if you wanted to do something like this, you'd have to create a contact property address field, map that here, put that on the form, and then inside of a workflow, assign that property value to the opportunity value. That would probably be the only way that I could see this working. So I did want to point that out as well. Also, if we go into the automation, there is a lead form workflow here that I created. So again, let's just say we had that form available. That I just called it Form 9. I didn't give it a name. But let's just say somebody went in and filled out that form. So that would be the trigger here in this workflow. We would come through and create or update the opportunity. Again, I just wanted to specify you don't have access to the custom fields inside of the workflow builder yet. So notice inside of here for the create or update opportunity, this is where you can be creative. Here, for instance, your opportunity name. If you did have a property, contact that property address field, you could just create the opportunity name by default here. This would work. Contact name dash contact property address. So you can automatically populate that in the opportunity. So this is a great place to do that because you do have this nice little custom value field here. Your source form on the website, you might have a value, whatever the value is. You might want to put in like a custom value for property loan value, put that on here. So these are unfortunately what we have to work with right now. So right now, again, you don't see anything on the custom fields here, so you can't populate a custom field even on the workflow yet. For this one, I'm assuming that's going to be coming, but if you could, then this is where you could potentially hopefully the custom fields will be added to the forms value somewhere, so you can at least access that and map that somehow from a form into the opportunity. So as you collect data, you could do that directly. That's not here yet. So right now, all this is again, the opportunity in this workflow has not been updated. So you're limited of what you can do there to get it going. So it is a pro and a con. I hope this is at least an example of how you can use the custom field value inside of an opportunity. So people can at least begin using those fields. Now, as Highlevel, I'm sure when they release this, they're going to get a lot of feedback regarding the same things I brought up in this video, regarding things that you can't do or you don't have access to in certain areas of Highlevel. That would be nice. So you can automate this entire process and not have to update things manually. But as those things come into play, then you can come in and update the form, put those property value fields on the form. You can then go through the workflow and map that into the opportunity, and all of that data will be maintained. So hopefully you found this video useful. I just wanted to come out and show you the use of this new feature, even though it is limited right now, what you could do if you want to begin using this for those people that may be in the condition I talked about earlier. You may have multiple jobs from a particular person or contact, in which case having this would be a great way to break that out and at least be able to specify from the opportunity level what job or what project or what is going on with the contact, other than just trying to look at the notes or something like that and differentiate it from that way. So if you have any questions regarding this, please leave me a comment below. I always appreciate your support. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button here. I am trying to grow this channel, and believe it or not, it really does help me out here. I really want to give you guys a lot of good value on here to show you just kind of what's available, what's not available, how to use the features in Highlevel to make you, the Highlevel user, more successful. If you do have a problem, please, just submit something here. I do hop on Zoom calls with people if you have an issue, you get stuck, something like that, to try to help you out. Again, I am a Highlevel affiliate, so I do get compensated for when people sign up for Highlevel or when they upgrade their plan from a lower level to like the Agency Pro. Please use my affiliate link. It's below in this particular video. That really does help me out and continue to allow me to finance this channel and continue to move forward helping you guys out. So thank you so much for visiting my channel, guys, and have a great day. Hey, if you're interested in learning more about Highlevel, click on the link below regarding my free Highlevel course. It goes over everything that you need to do to get your account created, get it set up, and get it going in about 2 days. I also, if you sign up with Highlevel with me, I do offer a snapshot as well as a client onboarding course that can be used by your client or even used to train your own team to do client onboarding. I want to thank you so much again and have a great day.